Representative Fukumoto.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In opposition.
Please proceed.
Thank you. Let me first start by just respectfully disagreeing with my colleague from Kahala. This process wasn't good enough. These people outside and upstairs, they know that, Mr. Speaker. But just back to my original comments, I started thinking weeks ago about what I was going to say today. And it was my hope that we as a legislative body would have listened to all sides involved and come up with a measure that would have satisfied the needs of all parties. Unfortunately, this process seems to have divided us even further. I've been told that history is going to look down on my vote, and maybe it will or maybe it won't. But holding this position was never about me or my legacy. In the end, this broken process made me choose between the rights to benefits and the rights of conscience. And I can't vote for a measure that would further inhibit the free practice of religion, which I know that many of my constituents hold dear. Mr. Speaker, it's a rare thing to see two sides of an issue so diametrically opposed that they're unable to reconcile their differences. But that's the point that we seem to have come to, and it's a very sad failure of the democratic process. Given more time, Mr. Speaker, we may have been able to come up with more options, or found a way to negotiate between the rights to equal benefits and the rights of conscience. But we weren't afforded that time. This isn't an easy vote to take, and it shouldn't be an easy vote for anyone. Anyone who is easily voting no hasn't felt the weight of the pain that their vote will cause the LGBT community, who just want equal rights. And anyone who is easily voting yes isn't feeling the full weight of the fear of thousands and thousands of local residents who came to this legislature concerned that their rights to practice their religion, to teach their beliefs, and to raise their children could be taken away, if not now, 10 or 20 years from now, because of what we did here. This body did a disservice to the opponents of this measure, Mr. Speaker. And in my opinion, the deck was stacked against the opponents from the start. We've even seen these opponents maligned and mischaracterized on the floor today. Perhaps the people reading and watching aren't concerned with this issue, but I would ask them, what if it's your cause next time? What we've seen this week is a government that will ignore the masses and tip the scale in favor of its own agenda. Mr. Speaker, I think this is the greatest concern for my generation. In the past few weeks, I've heard overwhelming opposition to this measure from my constituents who, like me, just want to ensure that the rights of conscience are protected. It's my duty, Mr. Speaker, to be their representative in this body. I wish we could have come up with another solution, and I wish we could have had a more full debate. But today, I find myself with no choice but to vote no. Mr. Speaker, this was a difficult process to be involved in. And this is a painful vote to cast, and as I said, it should be. But as we move forward, I know that there are thousands of people that feel disappointed in their government and disenfranchised by this process. This, Mr. Speaker, should be disconcerting to everyone. Mr. Speaker, this process is broken, and the measure is flawed because of it. So for these reasons, Mr. Speaker, I'm voting no.
All right, thank you very much.